Hi, second graders. Today we're going to continue talking about adjectives, and we want to look at how we can use adjectives in our writing to make our writing even stronger. So we're going to look at a couple sentences and see what it looks like when we add adjectives to those sentences. So our first sentence, this is a sentence we can start with. The dog ran across the field. So we want to think about what are some words or adjectives that can make our writing stronger. Now, to review, adjectives describe nouns. So we first want to find the nouns in our sentence. So we have, again, the dog ran across the field. So we're looking for a person, place, thing, or idea. I know I have a thing or an animal and dog, and then I have a place, which is a field. So there are some words that I can think about to describe dog and to describe field. So some of the words that came to mind to describe the dog were fluffy, stinky, maybe the dog hasn't had a bath in a while, cuddly. Some words that came to mind when describing the field are green, grassy, and muddy. And as I'm reading these adjectives, I'm already starting to create a different picture in my head. So when we add adjectives to our writing, let's say we started with just the sentence, the dog ran across the field. It's a solid sentence, right? We have our subject and we have our verb. We know who or what the sentence is about, but this is kind of what I'm picturing, just a very simple photo. But when we add other words to our writing, we can make that picture in our mind even stronger for ourselves as well as for whoever's looking and reading our work. So I'm going to add an adjective in front of the word dog and in front of the word field. So I'm looking at my words and again, I have fluffy, stinky, cuddly, green, grassy, or muddy. So I love really fluffy dogs. So I'm going to add fluffy to my sentence here. So the fluffy dog ran across and you know what? I'm picturing a muddy field because it's been raining and snowing lately here in Germany. And so I'm picturing the dog getting all muddy. So the fluffy dog ran across the muddy field. And our sentence looks like this. The fluffy dog ran across the muddy field. So now I have a different picture. I don't just see a dog, I see a fluffy dog, and I don't just see a plain field, I see a muddy field, meaning I'm starting to picture maybe a bath time in the future for that dog, something like that. And this is now the image that I have in my head. So the fluffy dog ran across the muddy field. So we went from more simple picture, more simple sentence to something that was a lot more creative, something that brought a lot more images to our mind, and that is why we use adjectives in sentences. Let's try another example. The snow fell on the tree. So again, we're going to look at the nouns in our sentence first because we know adjectives describe nouns. And I have snow. Snow is a thing. And tree is a thing. So those are the two nouns in my sentence that I want to describe. So there are adjectives that we can think about to describe snow and describe tree, and I came up with a few. I thought about snow as white, fluffy, especially when it first falls, cold, obviously. A tree could be a type of tree, so a pine tree, maybe a green tree, especially since that's not as common in winter. Maybe it's a bare tree because all of the leaves have fallen off in the winter, or a tall tree. So I'm going to add some words to make my writing even stronger. Now, you can add more than one adjective to make your writing stronger. So the snow, I want to say the snow is white and fluffy. White and fluffy. What I'm going to do in between these, because they're both describing the snow, I'm going to add a comma. So the white fluffy snow fell on the tree. And so I want to come up and make something, I really want us to be able to picture the tree. So I'm going to tell you the type of tree. So I'm going to say a pine tree. And then I'm going to add the type of tree. It's going to be a really tall pine tree. We really want to create that image in our mind. In this case, you don't need the comma because pine is telling you the type of tree. So let's see what our new sentence says. The fluffy white snow fell on the tall pine tree. So now before, I might have pictured a really bare tree, right, in winter, The snow might be a little bit older. It just depends on your thoughts. But if you really want somebody to think of that fluffy white snow falling on the tall pine tree, you want to create that really strong sentence, and we get a new picture in our mind. So this is why we add adjectives to sentences. It makes our writing so much stronger and helps other people reading our work really be able to picture what we are trying to tell them.